Hello, hello, hello. We're live. Camera is a little bit weird, but we'll stick with it. Yeah, so welcome everyone to the stream. This week I'm going to be looking at the GIPHY API. So like everyone knows that site. It's the site where you get all your GIFs and all that kind of stuff. If audio or anything else playing up, let me know. Had some trouble last week with the audio and the camera. Surprisingly, nothing else failed. So, if you're new, this is the Dyslexic Developer. Each fortnight I get drunk and try and code something from scratch. We fail along the way, but that's why I do it live, force me to do it. If you're in the chat, say hello, ask questions as we're going, and ultimately you're going to have to probably help me figure out things the more progressively drunk I get. So, without further ado, let's get the wine open and do my ASMR. So we're drinking Tesco's Fruity Red this week. It's been a staple of the channel, I think, for the last few days. Or last few streams. It's a really cheap red. It doesn't even say if it's a Malbec or what type, strain of a red, if the strain is the right thing. But it's under £4 for a bottle, so it'll do me well. So, okay. Get into this one because I think it could be exciting. There's a lot of work to do, but it'll be good fun. So let's go. So, look at my screen. I'm very professional here. I have the stream running and everything. So, we're going to be looking at the GIPHY API. So I'll pull up the docs here. And I'm only going to get up the GIPHY site as well. Just so if you've been living under a rock, you can see what it looks like. So I was kind of thinking about, I wanted to play about with something that was an API that I could pull real data from. Fingers crossed we can actually get this done. But GIPHY, it has trending, different kind of things. You can search for them. So drunk, and it'll give you a bunch of different GIFs based on like a search term or whatever. But the idea I have is, if I go to Excalidraw, and we'll start with a new drawing. So I have the idea of building, so this is our web page, and we're going to have a title along the top. But then I think it'd be kind of cool if we had like almost like a gallery kind of view of different GIFs. So based on the GIPHY API, they're all kind of different sizes. So you get the idea. All the little GIFs are showing, and the idea I had was, because GIPHY has a trending API, and I'm not up with the trends, or I'm not down with the kids and all that kind of shit. I never know what's funny and what's going on. What if we were able to say, give me 5 of the trending GIFs and then 5 random GIFs, mix them in around, and then the game is being able to select which of the 10 GIFs you're going to get, which of them are trending GIFs. So like, are you trendy? Do you know what's on trend? And I kind of work it out that way, and replay the game and stuff like that. So as per always, we're starting with create React app that I've just done a little bit of a modification on. So give it this amazing title with box shadow. I just figured out how to use box shadow and a play button that doesn't do anything yet, but we're going to see where we can go from there. So again, shout out in the chat if you're new or you're watching along. Throw in some tips or changes or things that you'd like to see in the app as well. Let's see how we get with this. So as I was saying, so we're going to be using hey, so you see me looking down the side as I'm looking at the other screen here. I can't pronounce names. the title doesn't give it away. I'm the dyslexic developer, so I'm shit at reading and writing, and I'm already started drinking. So we'll see how this goes. But James Shields, how's it going, man? Long time. Well, if you learn something here, I doubt it, but we'll see how it goes. So GIPHY, it's funny. So you register with GIPHY, which I've done already, and you can tell them the app you're doing, and they'll give you like an API key. And they have these two things called, they have the GIPHY SDK, and then they have the GIPHY API. The API is just calls out to their REST endpoints, which I would have jumped to original at the start. I would have normally lent towards, I'm going to just make raw JSON requests to their API. But then they also mentioned that they have an SDK. Now, when I think of an SDK, I think of like, the Android SDK or these kind of things where like you need to install a actual tool or something into your package. But then I kind of forgot, you can brand an SDK in JavaScript. So they have, like, they call it the Web Apps SDK, which threw me off again. But it's just node modules that they've kind of built out, which I think is the same screen as here, so we can kill that. So they provide you with a couple of node modules, which allows you to play about with the actual GIPHY API itself, and I guess in a quick and easier way of doing things. I think the one we're going to stick to the most is this JS fetch API. Being in a node module, that is really redundant having JS in the name, but yeah, okay, fuck it. So we're probably going to be predominantly using the fetch API. So we're going to try and see if we can build this out based on this. So I've already installed these, I think. So this is my node modules. I jump into presentation mode, which goes full screen, which I don't full screen apps, so get that out of that. But it gives me gives the text really big. So I go to, whoa, that is big. Can you move this around? Maybe just, oh, you can do it in here. View mode, I want it undocked or float. Yeah, float. So we want to go to our package JSON. Yeah, that's kind of going off screen, but we'll figure that out as we go. So in our package JSON, we already have, I've already installed the GIPHY API. I've installed the GIPHY React components as a fallback in case we run into problems. We'll try and use our React components, but I kind of want to play about with the data itself and not tie myself down too much to a React application. Although all I do is write React apps. So at the minute we have our main app JSON, which has this are you on trend, our button, play it, and then I'm using style components to do my styles. So you'll see this styles file, which will probably grow as we go. So we want to add some logic here to say if we're playing or not. So we're going to pull out React hooks. And we're going to do use state. The camera might shake or whatever. The setup is still growing and gathering as we go. So yeah, my thinking here is whenever I click on the play button, I want to toggle between playing state, either true or false. So by default, you're not playing. So I'm going to say const playing and then set playing. So this is just using React hooks to hold a bit of state for us. If you were doing a bit older version of React, you'd be using classes and then the state attribute on the class, I think it is. So we're going to say use state false. And then we have our plain state and our set plain state. So we only want to show our button when we're not playing. So we go not playing, bring our button up. I always wonder how much the keyboard gets picked on this. I've been hemming and hawing and debating about getting a mechanical keyboard, but I think it would just destroy the sound of the stream having like the clicks of it going. I'm currently on an Apple keyboard at the minute, which is good, but I think I want the satisfaction, the satisfying feel of a mechanical keyboard. So on click, create an anonymous function, set plain to be true. So we save this and go back. So we have our app running here, and that's just running via our terminal here. You can see we've got Yarn running with Webpack hot module reloading. So now if I click play, our button disappears. So now we need like our plain environment. So again, it's probably best to create a new component for this. So really handy thing, I use WebStorm, but the thing you can do with VS Code is you can create templates for your components. So I have like a functional component that takes no props. So we're going to call this plain. I don't want to be redundant. Yeah, we'll just call plain. And then, so that's the file name, and then this is the actual function name. So you can see that generates it out for us. We're not going to worry about prop types because this is Hello Drunk World. So test this out. Go back here. So now we want to do another conditional. We want to say, so if we are playing, render our plain component. So let's flick back to this. Auto reloads, resets our state first playing. We're now playing. Maybe I want to get all the text set out because I'm not changing this all the time. Color. It's going to be white. White's our basic color. So I have an index dot styles, and I'm going to get everything white just by default. So this is actually an interesting thing. So the hot module reloading doesn't refresh the state for us all the time, so it's actually updated that that's white. If I take away this, it stays white. So refresh. Okay, we're now playing. So for our playing area, this is where I kind of go back to our example. Like we need to, draw out this box, and this is going to be like a gallery view of the GIFs. So I think what we'll first do is, and you hear creaks, that's the chair. What we'll first do is we'll try and see if we can fetch the data first, then worry about how to make a responsive grid using, I'm going to use Flexbox because I don't know how to do CSS grid. If you know how to do CSS grid, you actively know how to do CSS, whereas I just hack the shit together when it comes to doing everything in Flexbox, because I'm a JavaScript developer, I'm not a CSS developer, and I never took the time to bother to learn about it. So I think in here we want to do our fetches, because we only want to do it whenever this component renders. So this is all going to be very self-contained. So let's go back to the GIPHY docs to see how it tells us how to do things. So first you need to create this. I think we can create this as a const outside of our function. And I already have an API key. I tried to keep it hidden, but it appeared there earlier. I don't want it to be in the stream in case it gets spammed or something. So I think I can do key from api.js. And this is just the GIPHY API key that I have. And then can I do GIPHY fetch? Yeah, it's going to, WebStorm's auto import can be a bit intensive and go down too deep. So when I have GIPHY fetch, I'll keep this as GF. I hate renaming variables to like 2 letters to be like shorthand for it, because it's, I don't know, it makes the code harder to read. We're going to call this GIF. So our API is called GIF because GIF is how you pronounce GIF. If you know. So like on the render of this, so we only want to do this once per render. So we're going to use a use effect. And again, if you've used older versions of React, you would have used a component did mount. And to do this kind of thing, you can do the same with use effect. Hooks are still, they're in production, but they're still like immature. So people are still coming up with different patterns, but this works for me anyway. So use effect takes a function and it takes an array of dependencies. So like the effect and then dependencies. We've no dependencies because we don't want it to rerun. We only want it to run once. So there's no dependencies. It'll run on the mount of that component and then that'll be it. So if we go back here, it says we can call our API.trending, which I assume gives us the trending GIFs. You provide an offset, which I don't. Like if I just do 0 and limit 5, because I was saying before we only want 5 trending, 5 random. So let's copy this and GIF.trending offset is going to be 0 because we wanted to go from the 0 index. Our limit is going to be 5. And this is a promise. Well, it makes it fetch call, so it's definitely a promise. The docs, when it goes into it, aren't that deep, but they have a Git repo, which I think gives you a bit more information. Yeah, so this gives you like what the different parameters are for each of the APIs. So from like skimming this before, yes, like this is the next one we're going to be using. We're going to be using random. So I want to say, you know, trending offset 0 limit 5 dot then it's going to give us data. I don't know what the data looks like, so we're going to do data dot log. So we're going to console log out our data because I want to see actually what it gives me back and what I can play with. So let's jump back into our app. We've got our dev tools open, which I'm going to bump up the size on so you can see. So we don't fetch at the start, we only fetch whenever we start playing. And now we can see our data. So we could look at this in two ways. We could go into the network panel and filter on XHR, and we can see this is what it actually, this is the raw call that was made. So it goes to their API / trending offset 0 limit passes our key, which means the key is public, and I didn't give it an IP address to like track against, but I think when you hit a certain limit, it'll filter down. So we can see, annoyingly, data has data. I prefer looking in here. So data has data. It also has metadata, which is kind of, you know, about the response. If there's errors, I'm assuming it would appear in there. And our pagination. So we get an array. They're all type GIF. Keanu Reeves GIF. Oh yes, so it's Keanu Reeves' birthday today. Happy birthday, Keanu. I'm hoping it's not all just fucking GIFs of Keanu Reeves trending, because that could be really annoying. Election voting GIF. Okay, no, that's okay. So we have a bunch of information, a couple of URLs. So I want to grab the image URL and then be able to render that as an image. There's an images object, which provides different size images from the looks of it. So I don't know which one to go for. I don't really want, well, do we want original? Isn't, that's a hash. So these are all actual like links to something. So downsized could be good because I don't want huge loading times. And I wonder if these URLs will actually work. Because fuck, they're going to HTTPS too. This could be interesting. So let's see if we can just render out an image. So we're going to go images, downsized, and URL. So again, now we need to hold those GIFs somewhere. So we're going to do use state again. And we're going to need to contain them. So we're going to say const We'll call this trending GIFs set. Copy and paste this just for convenience. So we're going to say set trending GIFs and use state. It's going to be an empty array by default. Actually, that should be null by default because it's not set. Null is going to be our empty value. Then when we get these, so we can see from here that was our data. That should be response, since data has a data object, which is the actual array. So I think we could probably then go and deconstruct this. And now we have our data objects. Then we can say set trending GIFs to be data. So that's setting our state with those 5 trending GIFs. Now let's see if we can do something with them. So let's say, actually, so I want to loop over them, so let's make this an empty array by default. The reason I went for null because, you know, when something isn't initialized on purpose, then you set it to null and then you set the value. However, I'm going to try and map over these now. If I set the default to be an empty array, I can still map it even if I haven't fetched it yet. Because if you think about it, this is going to render out first, fetch the GIFs, and then re-render. So I always want this to be an empty array so I can call map on it no matter what. So if I say trending GIFs dot map, so mapping over this array and then returning a new React component. So GIF, and we're going to return. I like single line returns, but in this case, I'm just so used to making it the most verbose way possible. We could one line all of this. Image, and we're going to say source. Source equals GIF dot images dot. It says, oh, how did it know that? Oh, unless there's type definitions. Downsize dot URL. And annoyingly, I don't know what the source or like the alt is, and it's going to complain because I don't have an alt. But I think we can live with that for now. Play. Oh shit, they actually rendered out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 2 cano GIFs anyway. So okay, so it's giving me the bigger size ones. That was surprisingly easy enough. Right, so we need to do some statting here because like this, all this shit is annoying me. I wonder if I stretch this out a little bit. Yeah. So I'm gonna just try and hack some. What is this playing? Oh, we don't have a key property. That's fine. I kind of want to hack the byte with this to make sure they can render right. So if I do display flex, I'm gonna have to do flex 1 on all of them. Let's get into the style components territory. So let's go to our styles. And we can do const styled GIF gallery. Yeah, I haven't made a gallery in a while, but let's call it a gallery. And it's gonna be a div. I'm pretty sure I want to do display flex so we can like wrap around. And then maybe all images are going to be flex 1. I think that makes it wrap around. I'm not 100% sure. We might have to Google some of this stuff. So we go back to our component, import our new style components. Now that wraps everything around. I really hope the API limits hold out for this stream because I'm going to be fetching these GIFs a lot. So, still not great. Is flex the best for us? I can't fucking think of another way of doing it. If you're watching along, you know how to style a gallery of images. How GIPHY does it. Fucking now's the time. The annoying thing is they have a grid, but I want to be able to interact with this, and I don't think I can if I use their own grid. So I'm going to see how they do it. So like they're able to render, if I go beard, they're able to render these all out. How are they doing it? Some fine ass beards. So they have a picture element with a source. So they're actually setting the width and the height on the whole one. Right, what has this got? Doesn't know, blah 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 blah. It's, oh, GIPHY grid. GIPHY grid. What's GIPHY grid got? This could be a nightmare to do. But that was actually interesting that they had the positioning on it, because we know what that is. So if we go back to ours, maybe it's because they're all spanning out to be the same size. If I go and find what one of these look like. My machine is getting intensive. OBS, you're killing me. So I know the dimensions of the image. This will be the end. This is the annoying thing. This will be the worst. So I know the height and the size. So if I'm able to set those on this, so go style equals an object, height equals GIF dot images dot downsize dot height. Width. That's correct, isn't it? Yeah, I think it looks right. It's going to be the same, but with width. Does that make a difference? I think it's still got that flex one. If I go in and take flex one off images, they're all kind of just spamming out the same. Oh, I have to give this some. They have to give the container a width, don't they? So width, let's say 600 pixels. Let's give them. Ugh, this is what I hate the styling stuff. I hate the styling stuff so much. So maybe 1,000, right? 1,000 pixels on our app. So forgot the semicolon. Easlin should be able to pick that up for me. Why is that breaking outside of the bounds of that? Maybe I bring this down the bottom so I can see better. I should have just used their component, but I think I can do this right. Flexbox image grid. Oh god, I clicked on fucking W3 schools. This is just the copy and paste shit out. So this blah 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 blah. Flex wrap. That's maybe what I was missing. Where are we? have to pull this over to the side. I can't look at that way. Ah, it looks terrible, but we're getting somewhere. So that should be flex wrap. I wonder if that will change anything. Oh no, that made it worse. So forget that. I don't want them being stretched out. They're gonna be shit looking, but fuck it. So okay, we've got our trending images rendering out. One thing I was thinking about is I want to be able to interact when I click on them. So I want to wrap this in a div so I can control that div. It seems a bit weird now, but I have an idea in my head, and this is going to get the key of GIF. There must be an ID. I'm going to guess and say there's a GIF ID. Do we have an ID? Oh, we do. Awesome. So, got our ID. Yeah, it's not the best. Fuck it, there'll be spaces. Who cares? So, if we go back to our styles, then I want to do div. I'm going to say margin 10. Just add a little bit of padding around them. Okay. That's fine. And we click on these to do nothing as I want right now. So, we've got our 5 trending, and we now need to get our 5 random and place them in as well. So let's jump back to the GIPHY docs. So we have random. Random takes a tag. Default undefined tag to limit randomness by. Is that only going to give you one at a time? Let's see. Because I'm gonna have to call this 5 times. Oh, my camera is buzzing. Excuse the delay. I have a random phone call coming through. So let's do the random. So gif.random. What if we don't pass it any options? It's called res. And then res.log. Nope. You work sometimes, WebStorm, really. So log that out. What does that give us? So clear our network. Play. We do trending random. Annoyingly, it only gives us one GIF. Is there a way to call random with multiple? Returns a random single GIF. Can we get more than one? So annoyingly, I'm gonna have to call this 5 times, and hopefully it doesn't give me back the same GIF. I'm hoping the random algorithm is random enough so that, like, for this stupid simple example, we can get by. So let's see. So we get random. I'm pretty sure it gives us the same data. Yeah, this is the most dirty way to do it, but let's create a random array that's going to be empty by default, and we could do New promise. I want to do promised at all. Do we need to do new promise? Promised at all? Yeah, I think so. Promise dot all, and it's gonna be. Oh, wait. Actually, yeah, we can do this even better. So we could fill in. For now, there's a cool way you can do an array.fill. It'd be easy to do it in the console here. So I can do, that gives me an empty array, or I can do array dot. I think it's fill. There's a way to create an empty array. So how to do new. So technically I want to have like, an empty array of 5, so I can do 5, fill it with 0, and then do map on that, instead of me having to like create like a for loop. So I do new array 5 of empty, then I do random dot map, we don't actually use the value from it, then we can say that, because it's going to be returning a new. So we want to do res dot data. So I'm going to map over our empty array with 5 items. Well, we're going to create an array with 5 empty items. Then we're going to do promise.all, so it's going to iterate over each of them. And when they're all complete, it's going to return me the final results. So inside each instance, I'm going to call it random. Return the data for that. Then I get a then here of my GIFs, which I should be able to then say let's just log this out. So I can do GIFs. Is that complaining? No, it just doesn't like the spell on GIFs. So yeah, if you're following along, ask questions, because I'm just about understanding this. This should be calling this 5 times, returning the data from it, and then returning that as an array. I think. I'm curious to see how this is going to go. So get rid of all this. Oh, it fell over. Promise that all is not a constructor. Yeah, I knew I didn't have to do the new call. I just do promise that all. So here's our 5 random GIFs. All different IDs, so they all should be different GIFs. So now I can say create another set called random GIFs and set random GIFs. And this is going to be, so now when we do the 5 random calls and then we pass them to that, so we'll have our GIFs and our random GIFs. Let's just map them out one after the other. So we'll just copy this. And not only does this look like dog shit, I should be able to know how to create a fucking dynamically sized image gallery, but I couldn't be off, be fucked. Very similar, but that threw you off the scent. So what's this look like full app wise? I stupidly made it center, like fucking float left. What the hell? I need to clean this up. I need to fix that a little bit up. We're doing well on time. So what is going on? The worst part is like my wife is a designer and she is rolling around fucking in anger probably watching this because I'm designing the most shittiest looking thing in the world. Right, blah blah blah. It's got all the flex stuff. They're all centered. Let's see. Align content. Center. No. Justify content. Center. No. Align item. Center. Let's do it. Oh, because I gave it the max width, didn't I? What if I take that max width off? Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, that was just me being stupid. Let's take that max width off. That wasn't just because I don't do flexbox well. Yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's a crap, but it's not the worst thing in the world. So we have our two sets. This is obviously our trend, and this is our random. I wonder, can I mix them in a bit because it would be very easy. Well, I know how to do it anyway, and I wouldn't mind being challenged myself. So I want to randomly mix the two arrays without trying to Google. Is there a way I can do that? I know the way I'm going to do it would be way overcomplicated. Because we have both lists. I want to then say, so all GIFs is going to be random and trending. Again, empty array. And then use effect. Then I want to say only. So this is a case where like I actually can watch stuff. So I'm going to watch trending GIFs and I'm going to watch random GIFs. And I'm going to say if trending GIFs dot length and random GIFs dot length. So if they both have a length, they both have been filled out. Combine them into our all GIFs. I want to do it in a randomized way, but I want to be able to track them too. How do we combine two arrays randomly? Come on, randomly. There must be something to do it. Merge and shuffle. Merge and shuffle, okay. How to merge and shuffle? To merge, you can simply use concat. Yeah, fucking, we know that. We fucking know that. Come on. Perfect fucking response. You do not need jQuery. Yep, of course. What was I doing? Math at random times. One way I was thinking about it, if I give them all numbers, I know there's 10 in total. So I know it's 10 in total. If I do a random number between 0 and 9, that gives me the indexes. And each, if I just iterate over 10 times, generate a random number, the random number hasn't been generated already, put it in that order. That could work. So JavaScript random number between. I went on this before in previous streams and tried to figure out what's going on. So I want random number between yeah, guard random arbitrary I think that's what's, yeah, between a min and a max. So let's test this out. Again, if you're watching along and you know what I should be doing, shout instead of watching me struggle. So if I go max, going index wise, we're talking about a 0 index, so 0 to 9 is 10, min is 0, min again is 0. I'd have to do this. and 2 fixed. I want the 1 decimal point to the, no, 0? Yeah. So this is going to give me a random number between, oh shit, 0 and that'd be easier, just make an array and jumbling them up. That shuffle give me a thing. Array shuffle. There must be a shuffle function. This is the learning part. This is how I show that I don't know everything what I'm doing. How do I correctly shuffle an array? It's a Medium article, which makes me think it's gonna be someone trying to tell me how to do something in the most awkward and painful kind of way to do it, but we'll click on it anyway. I don't care, get to the code, get to the code. That, I know I'm skimming it, but I don't care. Okay, write the function shuffle. Give me the solution. Yes. Array.sort math.random minus 0.5. What does that mean? Let's steal it though. So can we shuffle the array? I need to know which ones are trending, which ones are not trending as well. Can we be able to track that? Right, I'm going to test this out in the console. Doing things in the console is a very, very useful way of doing. So we now have the shuffle function. So if I do shuffle, get an array, do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What the fuck's sake, it doesn't return the array. Okay, that mixed it up. So that could be, yeah. So we're going to do a shuffle function. So we'll create this outside of here. Const shuffle. Takes an array. Calls array to sort, returns our sort. So what I kind of want to do then, so instead of just dropping these in, I want to add some additional metadata to this. I think it already has some metadata. So I want to say rotated.map. I need to be able to tell which one is trending, which one is not trending. This is going to be GIF. I'm going to say return GIF, and I'm just going to make it like a private. Is trending true. So now you'll always have this underscore is trending property, and that can allow us to track it as part of the game. Same needs to be done for our random. So we can call this, and this is going to be false. So these are now set with that value on them. So now when I do merge them, so if I call set all GIFs and then call shuffle and make it all as succinct as possible. So merge our trending GIFs in and spread our random GIFs in. Is it random? Random GIFs into our shuffle method. then instead of these two maps, we're now going to just map out random GIFs, and we can get rid of, no, not random, sorry, all GIFs, all GIFs. Nope, don't want to minimize all that. So now we can get rid of this second map function. So now we'll only have one in play. So keep the console open because I feel like it's gonna fail. Oh, so these are, oh, I thought that was Carl Baskin. Now they're not the most random, I would say. So because I've stored them in state, we're going to use the React Dev tools, go into plane, and we're going to get the state. So this has, what the fucking just, it's just switched them around. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? That's an array, spreading that in and spreading, that's space, maybe. So there's a space there which makes me think it wasn't actually spreading the array, it was just dropping the array in. So refresh. Oh. They look a little bit random now. Yes, so false, true, false, false, true, false, true, false, true, true. So now we have them randomized. So the next part is the actual gamification of this. God, that's a lot of fucking code. We could probably make that into React hook, but this is quick and dirty. It's quick and dirty. So I want then to say when you click on it that it's like grays out the GIF. So, right. We need to be able to do that. Right. So we need to handle on click of the div. We can then interact with that GIF. So the easiest way to do this is grab the GIFs index and manipulate it via that. So we should be able to set all GIFs, and it's gonna be when you do that thing for immutability, and I think it is ... all GIFs slice 0 to 0 to index minus 1. No, because I don't know what the GIF is. Oh no, I do. I have the GIF. Okay. Yeah, so you slice before and then you slice after the GIF. So index +1. This allows you to maintain immutability, and that is going to be, I don't think you have to provide anything because it'll just go to the end anyway. So now we replace our new GIF in here. So we say ... GIF, and we say selected true. Oh, say selected is not equal to GIF.selected. Because you want to be I want to be able to toggle them off and on. Let's give this our ultra private variable as well, just because there could be a selected on the GIF already. I don't think there is, but it keeps things clean. Then when you want to say class name is going to be GIF dot, if it's selected, simply selected, else an empty string. What do you do in overlay? Right, we'll figure that out. So comma, there's something missing, something, there. So keep the console open because it's going to fail. So if I click here, and now if I inspect this, it's got selected on it as a class name. So I want to do like a gray overlay. Is there such thing in a CSS? I guess. Oh, we do opacity to be 0.5. Probably bring that down more. No, not that shit. Right, 0.3. 0.1. Right. So whenever it's selected, the opacity is 0.3, 0.1. Whatever I typed in there. Play. So now I should go boom. What the fuck? Why is that one selected? What the fuck is going on? Is that even selected, or is that just a shitty GIF? Why is that not working? Console. Okay, they're two children with the same key. I knew that was going to fucking happen. Where there would be there's duplicate GIFs because the trend, like the random's going to bring up. Oh no! What the fuck? Why do we have so many? Network. Play. Why? Oh god! Why is it? It's spreading them back in too much. What am I doing? What am I doing? Is it slice or splice? Redux always does it. Redux immutable. Immutable update pattern. Annoyingly, it's the Redux way of doing it, but. Come on, where is it? Yeah, slice. So, spread that. Remove item, insert item. 0, and then the index. Oh, and then, so maybe that plus and minus, I just do index. I thought you had to add on to the index for some reason. Right, let's try that again. So we've got a randoms. Why did I duplicate it? Piece of shit. I did. The alternative way, and it's not the way I wanted to do it. We do set all GIFs. We do all GIFs dot map and we already have GIF in here, so I'm just going to call this G, and we're going to say if G dot ID equals, hoping ID will work, and the random algorithm won't fuck us over. Well, GIF dot in our ID, then G dot selected equals not equal to GIF dot selected. Yeah, that's okay. Return G. What's this complaining about? Oh. So if the IDs match, then not the selected value. Still fucking complaining. Select as boolean. Yeah, I think that's okay. I use this WebStorm being slow. So we can get rid of that for now. Save, refresh. Oh, why is that wrapped in an array? That's what it was. Still complaining. What's it complaining about? Come on. What are you complaining about? G.selected equals not G.GIPH.selected. G. Expression statement which is not assignment or call. What if I just get rid of the underscores are doing my head in. Set all gifts. If g.id equals, oh fuck. I was doing triple equals instead of single equals. Ugh. Right, come on. Simple fucking mistakes. Right. Let's see where we're getting now. Grayed out. We can't ungrade them, so now we should be able to then say we're getting somewhere now. I almost think that's maybe too much, but sure, fuck it, right. I want to keep a wee tally, so we only want to be able to allow them to select 5. So I'm going to create some constants. So I'm going to say const selected count equals all gifts dot filter. It's going to be g dot selected dot length. So we're going to filter on that. So that's going to be our count of how many are selected. We're going to say, right, 2 seconds. I'm going to take a little second here because I'm getting some notifications. And we're back, right? So yeah, before I took a little break there, I was trying to think. I don't want them to be able to select any more if they've selected 5, because you have to pick the 5 trending. So you should only be able to pick a total of 5. You can pick all of them and you're always going to win something. So we're going to say if select account equals 5, then return. What are you complaining about now? I've been fucking up my equals and my equality operators. Don't know how or why, but we're going somewhere. So right, so now say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't choose any more, so I can take one off. No, I can't. That didn't work. Say plant. Oh, fuck. So it'll not let me unselect them. And okay, right. Let's make the decision final, and then let's do the whole scoring thing. So I want a little bit of text up here saying, see, we're gonna call it H2. See, so selected, select account, H1. Oh, look at the semantic HTML. We need a button to be like, like lock in the score somehow. This is the terrible game, but we're figuring something out. So I want to be like, oh yeah, I forgot H1s have all that styling on them. So I'm going to choose them and then hit tally. Is tally the right word? So I've been typing dove a lot recently instead of div, which is not fun to say the least. So God, I'm typing this so badly. Right, button. Do we need a button, or can I just do a bit of text so I can click? No, do a button. Everything's a button. Tally. Okay. Is that right? Tally a score. Yeah, okay, we're right. We're right. Tally. So I want to push that out maybe. Style gallery. Because they're all divs. So let's go to our style gallery. And I'm gonna say dot. I'm gonna create a controls class for control buttons, and then we're going to do a gallery class for actual divs, and we can move this inside of there. Let's see if we can fix that up. Nope, I'm going to do it manually, which is pain. So that's inside gallery and controls. Flex frame. So our gallery needs to be our flex, and this is going to be display flex. Flex direction column. Maybe not column. Oh, even worse. Maybe it's not flex at all. Oh, it's getting worse. It's getting worse by the day, but fuck it. Look, this is a Hello Drunk World. Ugh. No, our controls are not even working. Gallery, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Oh, because I haven't applied the styles yet. That's why. So actually, I can keep those flex column in place. That's why. Ah, you bastard! I didn't actually break this down. So if we go back in the plane, this is going to be controls, and then gallery is going to be in here. So we're going to say div class name gallery. Pull that, drop it in there. What do we get now? It's not worse, and everything's working. So let's fire a bit of text now as well. So let's see. I'm really liking the H2. So we'll say select 5. Gets to win. So right, then on tally we need to do something to say how many you chose were trending, how many chose you weren't trending. So again, we're going to control this with another bit of state. So we're going to say tally, let's see, has tally, because when I say, like, you know, you tally the results, so then show something else. Has tallied. This is a terrible name. Terrible name. So now we can say has tallied, and by default it's false. If we do set has tallied as our on click, set tallied to be true, and again we'll do like a accumulated or a kind of div thing. So we can say const tally results equals trending. This is going to be our trending count, so we'll be more explicit. Say trending count is going to be see, we want to get to that. So get all selected dot filter again. This could have been done far better, but fuck it. I'm gonna say g dot. Oh, it's gonna be underscore. Come on, give me underscore trending, or is trending. So that'll give me the total count that are trending. Can't spell length correctly, but we can copy and paste. So we've got our total trending. Let's get our brand. Well, all we need is the trending count. So I guess this could just be trending count. Like, we can obviously work out, you know, if they can only choose all GIFs dot filter semicolon. So filtering all the GIFs for the ones that are selected, then filtering for the ones that are trending, so we can pick up how many they actually got that were trending. And then we can say div trending, and it's going to be trending count. So you got how many trending out of 10. Yeah, actually. could work. Then I want to say don't show this if tally, well, yeah, we need to have our tally thing. So has tallied. So has tallied, only render that then. Don't need that span. Not necessary if I was going somewhere else. And then we only show the gallery if we're not has tallied. So that's how we go. Keep the console open because it could break. So like that has to be trending. Maybe I can't follow. I know that's probably not. That's definitely trending. That how many have I selected? 4. There you go. There's 5. Tally. I got 2 out of 10. Not bad, I think. So, but we need a way to play again then. On done, I think. So we can take a prop from up and above called on done. And where is our tally? This tally still shows. So then, oh God, the conditional statements everywhere. Has tallied. Play again. So I kind of skimmed over that. So then right on done, we go back to app. So now this is going to take a prop called on done. So on done equals set plain to be false. And actually, instead of play again, call this reset. So let's try this now. So this is our fully fledged game. So we got our random GIFs. So Keanu definitely trending. I got this right the last time. Is Taskmaster trending? I would hope so. So we've got 3 selected. Drake, I think that is Drake. And that pretty sure wasn't trending last time. This little Japanese cat. Tally it up. I got 3 out of 10. We can then reset, play again. Trending ones are always going to be the same every time, I guess. But it's a good one-time play. So we've got summer. Oh yes, Bill. Good glass of red. I hope that red was chilling in the fridge as well. So I think we have a basic app game that's talking to the GIPHY API. It'd be kind of cool maybe next time to dig into more of where's the API, like all the different options you could pass in. Looks like GIPHY has emojis. I don't even know about that. The random, I like the fact that the random didn't need to take an option. And you can do categories and some credits. Like one of the ones I thought about this, I might do it just my own side project anyway, was, when it comes to someone's birthday and you think about, I'm going to send them, I'm going to send them a meme on their Facebook page. And it's always some birthday related meme. I'd love to have a site like GIPHY, but it would prepend, birthday and then whatever I typed, Ugh. So we do birthday, keywords, and then just give me one GIF that I had to choose. Or name me one GIF and I could skip 3 times, and if it skipped for the 3rd time, I'm just describing the better app that I could have created during this fucking stream. If I skip for the 3rd time, That's the only GIF I get, and I have to just give that to them on their birthday. Everyone just posts random GIFs on Facebook for birthdays. That would be kind of really cool, interesting way of doing it. That maybe could be another follow-up stream to like do GIPHY birthday generator to make life easier when you're sending like your friend like the most not unemotional, unmeaningful Facebook message, because all you're doing is just send them a random GIF that you just picked. You just typed in birthday and that thing that they like, and you just chose a GIF. So, as I've been starting in the last few streams, as I started closing things up, I'm going to take some questions and stuff from the stream. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to publish the entire project up to Netlify, have it posted as a hosted site, and then tweeted the link. That being said, this one looks like dog shit, but it's still an app. I hope Billy forgot to chill it. It's happened to me before. One of the streams I forgot to chill the wine, and I had to put it in the freezer for half an hour before just to make sure it was cold. Reason being, I drank the cheapest wine I can possibly get. I'm sure I would like a nice Malbec at room temperature if it was a nice one, but I'm drinking like £4 wine, not £40 wine. So yeah, this is where I'll kind of clean up the end of the stream while I'm publishing the actual module up. So let's head over to the terminal and commit our lovely changes that we've made. I would say we did it together. So clear this out, get status, get add. I realize I'm committing an API key, but the API key is public. If you look at the request, there mustn't be anything to do with that can't be done with. Oh, beer's in the freezer. Oh yeah, I got in this habit recently, Bill, of I'll go like get a couple of box of beer or whatever for the weekend, and then I'll get a couple of really nice craft beers, and I put them in the freezer right away, so I can have like a shitty beer while I'm waiting for the craft beers to cool, and then you end up with like a really ice cold beer. As usual, a very meaningful commit. Get status, get push this up. And I already ahead of time wired this repo, GIPHY trends. So 3 commits 22 seconds ago. I already wired this up to Netlify, so it should start publishing. It should start publishing. Unless it couldn't have published already. Netlify's not that quick. It's taking us time to load, so we'll see. Okay, it's still got the old version. Let's try and trigger deploy. So what's my feeling on Dino? Do you think it'll get more comments in? Annoyingly, so while we're chatting, I want to do Dino.js even though it's written in TypeScript. So for those who don't know, Dino is like, it's a new node. It's written by the guy who created Node, who then, as anyone who creates any framework, and I've done it myself, you write something, a year later you're like, well, that was dog shit, everything about that's wrong, but I can't change it now because it's being used by people, so now I need to write a brand new thing that is going to be so much better. This is the hot shit that everyone's going to use. Like with Dino, like it's going to be better than NPM, or not NPM, sorry, it's going to be better than Node. It's got better security checks. It's got TypeScript as a first-class citizen, which everyone loves TypeScript at the minute. I'm sold, but I don't have the time to use it. I think it's going to take a while to build a following and build like a community around it. I think yeah, should you learn it? I think you should, get your basic like hello world in it. Maybe try like there's a Dino Express kind of clone. A guy I follow on GitHub started recently. Like Serva, it's called, and it's kind of like your Express but for Dino. I think if you have a little side project, or if you have something that you want to do, try just hacking something together in Dino just to get a feel for what it's about, what it's like. I wouldn't, and I think even the Dino team themselves don't promote like putting anything in production on it. It's good for like internal tooling, internal systems where like you can just hack a piece of shit together. Like if you have to run a local stub server, or you need to run some sort of node scripts to like build and compile different bits of code, it could be useful for that, because that stuff can quickly change. It's not customer facing, it's not affecting customers whatsoever. Like I can't see what the benefits are over like between Dino and Node when it comes to a production grade application. Like the support for Dino is still lacking in a lot of places. But if you're running on your own infrastructure or just running on your own laptop, like I run, as part of my like work project, I run an Express server to load JSON files whenever an AJAX call is made. So like I have like a stub system like for returning just stub JSON files for network calls. I could easily replace the Node script with a Dino script and do the same thing. It doesn't affect the customer because it's just for my local dev environment. So I think in that kind of case, yeah, that's fine. I would be wary of taking it to production. It's good to get in early at the start when things are being, decisions are being made. You know more of why something's being done compared to the example I could make is, the example I can make for getting into something early compared to getting in late. Like I got into React at the very beginning when it was like React.create class, and JSX was still brand new, and component lifecycles were very new. Nobody knew how things should work, and I watched it grow and evolve. So now whenever I use hooks, I understand why hooks exist and why we use them. Yeah, there's a bit of a flex and be like, oh, before hooks there was this and blah blah blah. But if I was brand new in this and I was looking at the tutorial, one tutorial had classes, one tutorial had hooks, I wouldn't know which one to go for, and I wouldn't know why I'm going for it. Where I've learned throughout the process of how the creators of that library, framework, whatever, had made decisions to get to that point. I've formed my opinions and I've learned with them. So get in at the ground with something like this. You might not use it in your day-to-day work. You might use it in side projects, but you're picking up your learning as you go, and you're seeing the mistakes that they're making. And these are, big time developers who know a lot about low-level systems. So like you're kind of learning a bit off them. So definitely like dig into it. I wouldn't jump to like writing apps in it, but I think it could be good. Anyways, man, catch you later. So right, how's this deployed? Build failed. Are you kidding me? They must have an alt prop, for fuck's sake. Does our data have an alt? I'm publishing this part of everything. I have to publish everything. So can I do alt? Hello? Yeah, fair enough. The build system forced me to be accessible, which is good. GIF dot name. Does that work? Let's run this to see. So let's look at our images. Does our image have an alt? It doesn't, right? There must be data. Have to add title. So yeah, we can use title as our alt. Will this be accessible? I'm gonna end up finishing my cigarette before I actually get the time to deploy this. Okay, so now, see, if I had proper checks in place, Create React app's great, but if I had proper checks in place and failed the whole thing because I didn't have this, so adding alt, get push, did that wrong? Oh no, I didn't. Okay, let's run this. So go into our deploys. Oh, it's automatically picking up. It's weird that it refused to even do that until I triggered it. It's almost like it knew it was going to fail. So build and then we'll get a live URL that we can hit. One thing that drives me mad is it'd be great if Create React app, as part of building, it would replace the title in the index file. I'll use like File Explorer. So all Create React apps have this index, and the index title is always React app. It'd be cool if they could take the name of the app, because it knows you have to provide a name as part of creating it. If it took that and instead of the dashes, replaced the dashes with spaces and uppercased the first letter and made that the title, and then you wouldn't have to always update the title every time you did it. That is a potential. I'm going to save that for Hacktoberfest, but that's going to be a potential PR. So, oh, don't tell me it failed again. Oh, this happened to me before. I need to change something, don't I? Oh, there's something, where is it? Yeah. CI equals, again. Netlify is doing me a solid, but it makes it harder to publish packages. So it wants to replace the build command with this. So push that up. Come on. And then we should be building again. Why is that still built? Oh. Pretty sure that's going to fail, so if I cancel that deploy, which is a new feature that they added in, and like beforehand you had to wait for the deploys to time out, which sucked because they could they would hang for like a day. So we'll let this run through. So yeah, I think like the GIPHY API, there's a lot of potential there. The fact that you can just like hammer away and pull out as much as you want is a very cool experience. There's a lot more potential there. That one about the birthday, actually, I'm going to try and maybe just build that out as a thing and actually make it more polished and clean and not a hour and a half experiment. But we'll see how this goes. Once we get our node modules installed, I think it's kind of good because it's forcing you to do the CI version of npm install, which is only pulling down the necessary modules. And it's creating our build. almost there. Build complete. So if we click our link, we get our build production app. So are you on trend? So obviously that's on trend. Back to school, yeah, it's that time. Oh, David Blaine did the whole balloon thing today. I don't think the Drake was. It's gonna be something obvious. It's gonna be the shoe. So maybe I've got selected 4, so we'll go for Drake as well, and then Tally. Oh, whoa, we got 5. That should be 5 out of 5, trending. But yeah, okay. I actually got all 5, and I can reset again. So, thank you for watching along. It was another good, fun, interesting stream.